What's up, everybody? So it's been a while since I actually did a video, so I figured tonight would be a good night to do it. So anyway, I think tonight what we're going to talk about is kind of a recap of last weekend, some of the carnage that went on, um, and talk a little bit about equipment failure. Um, how we came about to figuring out exactly what it was, what happened when it did fail, and so on and so forth. So, all right, without further ado, let's kind of get into that. So, last weekend we had a good bash session uh, with our local RC, kind of our RC group in this area, I would say, um, spanning probably a 30-40 mile radius, maybe, in our area, kind of the Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle region. So we're out racing or getting ready to, but I'm testing Max out here, and I'm running this 20 tooth. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. This 20 tooth pinion here. It's one I bought when I first got the truck. Bought all the parts and whatnot, but you can see it's really started to wear down. Still had quite a bit of material left, but it was going to fail. But anyway, we running. We were running. I'm out there testing out the track and whatnot, and I'm going along the front straightaway and come into the first turn, and it's some pretty loose material and very very fine material, kind of dusty out that day, and I come into the corner and get ready to accelerate out of that corner, and the vehicle pretty much stops moving. I mean, it had zero power to the tires. I thought, it acted almost like the front and rear diffs blew at the exact same time. I don't have a center diff, so that wasn't the case. So I knew it had to be something other than that. So I brought the car back up to where we were pitted, and started looking at the center section, and noticed that the pinion gear was pulled away from the clutch housing. I'm going to get to this here in a second. So for those of you that don't know a low-C or anything like that, but the pinion gear typically sits here something like this, rotates around on the with the clutch bell behind it. It's attached via, this would be your clutch bell shaft, and your pinion gear would sit on the front of that, and there's a hex head screw that fixes the pinion gear to the clutch bell. Well, at the time, I thought that screw had just come loose. So about 30 or 45 minutes of fiddling with it, I got it to where the pinion gear was flush up against the face of the clutch bell housing, and I thought, well, it just come away from it, come unscrewed or whatever. But put it back in the truck and fired it up and gave it some gas and motor rev to the heavens, and I knew that there was something else wrong. And it was an odd sound, and lo and behold, what had happened is let's get this in here. Whoa, stay put. Dadgummit. There we go. Come on, stay. All right. So that's the clutch bell shaft. Let's do that. There we go. That's the clutch bell shaft, and you can see if I can get this. What it did was it busted the clutch bell away from the clutch bell shaft, hub, however you want to call it. And that's what failed on me. This is a factory King motor, clutch bell, factory Losi or whatever. But that's the part that failed. And luckily, a buddy of mine had one at his house, and he ran back there an hour later or so, and got everything reinstalled and put a different gear on it, 19 tooth instead of the 20, which he had. I didn't have the 19 tooth, factory 19 tooth with me, because I never anticipated that the clutch bell would go away. But regardless of that, that failed. The OBR G340RC, the reed case motor that they make, is a flat monster. Lots of torque, as you can see by it destroying this clutch bell. There's no telling what caused it to fail. My guess is just the torque. You know, I had the clutch shoes are still in really good condition, and it grabbed, and the tires didn't want to move. So the weakest link gave way. But anyway, that was pretty much the result of the failure. Now, we got it fixed and ran the rest of the day, and the truck performed flawlessly, except for when I hit a large PVC pipe and busted a drive pin out of the front. I don't know that I necessarily busted it, but I think I just lost it. But regardless of that, I've got it fixed and everything's good to go. Got the wrap in, as you can see. Got it on, got everything back together, lights are working, and whatnot. But anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to talk a little bit about, explain what happened, kind of why it happened, and how it happened. So just a little bit of a summary of the bash session and the aftermath of what that G340 will do to a clutch bell housing if you really put the beans to it. So anyway, everybody have a great weekend. Got some things coming down the pipe for this, hopefully in the next week or so, and kind of give you a little sneak peek of that later. But anyway, everybody have a great weekend, and we will catch you on the flip side. Peace.